Hello and good morning, it's Leanne from Scary Movie Sunday. Today's movie that I'm going to watch is called You're Next, and it's quite a recent film. It's 2011. Oh god, I thought it was more recent than that. Anyway, it's 2011. On Netflix it's got a score of 2.75 out of 5. I did put 2.5, but the other half said no, that's more than 2.5, so we'll go 2.75. And on IMDb it's 6.5 out of 10. I did speak to somebody at work about this, and if she's watching, you'll know who you are. And she did kind of tell me the story, but that was quite a while ago now, so I've kind of forgot. So the read-up on it is: a shy girl goes to her new boyfriend's family reunion and must join their bloody fight for survival when a gang of masked hooligans invades the party. Oh my god, that's something that would make you want to not meet the parents, isn't it? So yeah, I'm going to watch this, and the other half's actually up with me today. It is 10 o'clock though, so you know, that's kind of his awaking time. So I've got my pancake at the ready. I've got my Dagoos making a lot of noise. So yeah, I'll be back in 1 hour and 34 minutes apparently. Ta-da! Hello, me again. So I've watched the movie and it was really good. I really enjoyed it actually. I was a little bit sceptical because I thought, oh, it's just going to be the same as every other slasher movie. But it wasn't. It was actually quite interesting. That was the Dagoos, just in case you were wondering. They always pick really opportune moments to make a lot of noise. Anyway. So it was You're Next, and the read-up on it is: a shy girl goes to her new boyfriend's family reunion and must join their bloody fight for survival when a gang of masked hooligans invades the party. So I kind of thought, yeah, it's just going to be like people jumping out of closets and stuff, and it wasn't. It was really good. So I'm going to do a brief rundown. As usual, I'm going to try and not do many spoilers, but I can't promise anything because, you know, this is me. So, it starts off, and there's an older gentleman, maybe like mid to late 40s, and a really young girl, like student age. Not like high school student, I'm talking like university student here, because that'd be a bit weird. And they're having a bit of rumpy-pumpy, and it pans onto the sort of the top of them, and she's just like, when will this end? And she puts on some music, and because I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but I watch everything with subtitles. I don't really... Shush! They're one of the reasons I watch things with subtitles, so that I don't miss anything. And I like some of the descriptions of the music, like say if it's like a creepy film, they'd be like, eerie music. I'm just like, you know, are you going to know what eerie music is? Anyway, so after this lovely sexual experience that this lady has, she puts on, as the subtitle's called, upbeat groovy music, and it was by the Dwight Twilley Band, and I'm going to download that song because it was really good. So this girl's there having her orange juice, and she kind of looks in the mirror and you see something move and you're just like, oh, it's going to start. So she turns around and she goes towards the outside, and then that's it. And then the guy that she was with, he was in the shower at this point. He came back and there's like the "You're Next" in blood written on the wall, and on the glass. And he looks through and he can see her, and she's all dead on the floor and stuff. And that's the start of the movie. But the thing that really annoys me, right, and this happens on every single horror film it seems, basically, her boyfriend goes up to the glass, sees the "You're Next", and he backs away. And it's just like, okay, you can see there's nothing in front of you, just turn round and walk away that way. And if he had done that, then the guy that was behind him, he would have seen and been able to run away. But anyway, bone of contention for me, sorry. Anyway, right, okay, so then we go on to the family, because that was just sort of like an opening scene. And then this family that is having this reunion, it's the mom and dad, and they live in this massive house. And it's just the parents in the house, and the mom hears like someone walking around upstairs, and she's like, I'm gonna get out of this house. Good call, Mom. Get out of the house if you hear someone that should not be there. So then the dad's like, oh no, I'm just gonna walk upstairs with this poker, and I'm gonna be like killing up whoever it is up there. If they've got a gun, they're gonna shoot you a mile away. But anyway, turns out it's the son and his girlfriend who've come up, and the girlfriend is an Australian called Erin, and she's sort of the main protagonist in this film. She is the shy girl that's mentioned in the blurb. So the rest of the family's coming up. There's another 2 brothers and a sister and their respective partners. They come the day after. So then you kind of, all through the movie, it's like a really sort of, it is very atmospheric. Like, it's like there is somebody there. It's like there's no sort of creaking doors or anything, but you just get the feeling that somebody is there. Do you know what I mean? If you don't know what I mean, it's kind of hard to explain, so you either do or you don't. Now, everyone's sat down and having their lovely meal as prepared by their mom, and we get to see sort of the family, can't think what the word is, you know, the relationship between the family, and the 2 brothers, the one with the Australian girlfriend, and I think he's his older brother, Drake. Oh, he's so irritating, it's unreal. It's just, even the actor is probably a lovely guy, but even his face looked irritating, like he was going to be somebody you want to punch in the face. So I think they casted that guy really well. But yeah, he basically just bullies his younger brother, and he's just really horrible, all around horrible. He seems really controlling of his wife, and you know, he asks her, oh, have you got any Vicodin in your purse? And I was just like, what's Vicodin? So I googled it, as you do. Google's my friend. And Vicodin is a very strong painkiller. It's a mixture of 2 other painkillers, and it can be like an opiate drug, and people use it recreationally, which is what it seems he and his wife do. So that's that. And Erin, this is the Australian lady, she asks the mom, I think her name's Aubrey, you know, is there anything I can do to help with you preparing the meal and all this kind of business? And she says, oh, can you just go down the road to the neighbour and ask them if they've got some milk, because we've run out. Now, I don't know about you, but where I'm from, I would no way go and ask the neighbour for some milk. I'd just go to the shop and get some. I mean, I understand they're in a sort of isolated place, but even so, that's just weird. Oh. But, you know, tell me, do you do this? Would you do that? Like the whole cup of sugar thing? I mean, I would never do that. I'd just wait and not have a cup of tea. Right, so she goes to this neighbour's house, which turns out to be the house that we saw at the beginning, where the 2 people get murdered. And she's like banging on the door, and she's like, is there anyone in there? And there's nobody there, because they're both dead. And that's that. And you kind of think, okay, this is a bit too connected. So everybody sat down having their meal and all this kind of business, and the guys are arguing about, you know, who earns the most money, and oh my god, you're so fat, and oh my god, I'm not fat anymore, and all of this kind of stuff, you know, sibling stuff. And then the daughter, her boyfriend, Tariq, who, to be fair, I'd pronounce that Tariq, but Tariq, he sees something glistening outside the window. Well, this is at night time, and he goes to the window, and he's just sort of looking out the window, and you can't see anything. And then you just hear bang, and the old window smashes, and you kind of like, ooh, what's happened? Has someone thrown a brick in there? What's going on? And we just hear, and basically the guy's got a crossbow bolt through his head. So that was a great first death. I've put in capitals, great first death in family. I know I shouldn't be happy that somebody's died, but it was really good how they did it. Now, oh God, this just did my head in. So I've already talked about people who back away from stuff without just turning around. Now, we've just seen that somebody has just got crossbowed in the face via the window. I know, let's stand in front of said window. So then somebody else gets shot, Drake, and I was just like, yes, because he's horrible, and I was just like, I kind of secretly wanted him to die. But Erin, funnily enough, she sort of had some brains and was just like, okay, let's get away from the window, get down on the floor, whoever it is can't see us. And I'm thinking, oh my God, it's as if they heard me. And then, oh yeah, I put second death, unexpected, and see, I don't really want to tell you because this is quite good, but basically, all the deaths, I'm not going to tell you who died or when or what or whatever, in case you watch it, because it's quite a good film, but the second death was really like, it was really inventive, and really, I didn't see it coming at all, in the slightest. It was amazing. But yeah, and within sort of, I don't know, 5 minutes, this kind of went from a couple of people getting murdered to, oh man, this is like full on house war. It was amazing. It just went from 0 to 60 in like 5 minutes. It was, I know it sounds really slow, but in film times, and then it was like that all the way from about, I don't know, 25, half an hour in, to all the way to the end. It was amazing. Really good. And this film had an expletive moment, which is always good. So that means it's something jumpy. And again, I'm so rubbish. If I know something is going to happen, that's when it scares me the most. Surely it'd be like, oh, I knew that was going to happen, but it just doesn't. For me, it's like, ugh! And I did shout very loudly. And Mr. Scary Movie Sunday was actually upstairs and he heard me shout, so maybe shouted a bit loud. Okay, once again, somebody sees something that upset them, so they decided to run out of the house, which in my book is a good idea. Get out of the house, although from something that happened before, it didn't sound like a good idea. But they're running and screaming. I'm sorry, but if you're looking for somebody and they are screaming like proper loud, you're gonna know where they are. So if you're gonna run, do it quietly, so that you can just hear, not, because if you do that, they're gonna find you. So yeah. Blah, blah, blah. I put, oh my god, Revelations. Now, I really, really did not expect this to be the way it was. I mean, I mentioned in the introduction that somebody did mention to me about this film and what happened to it and stuff, so I kind of knew this was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be what it was, if you know what I mean. I thought it was going to be something completely different. So that was a really good twist. I enjoyed that. And then I have to tell you this bit because it was so funny. I mean, it wasn't meant to be funny, but it was. Now, Mr. Scary Movie Sunday was watching with me at this point, and one of the I don't know if I should tell you this. No, I'm going to tell you. One of the murderers gets killed, right? And his buddy pal murderer comes in and he sees him and he's like proper crying, like absolutely heartbroken. So the other half turns around and goes, well, what do you expect? You can't go around massacring people and then be upset when one of you gets killed. And I was just like, that's so unfeeling, but so true. And yeah, so he kind of ruined that scene for me. But yeah, that was funny in an unexpected way. There was one thing that kind of ruined it a little bit for me. When people got stabbed and like they were on the floor all dying and stuff, you could see like the stab vests, and I was like, nobody's chest is that square. But yeah, that was sad, because it was just like, oh, You're destroying the illusion that you've stabbed them. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of the only negative, really. And it was the only sort of, what's the word? Blah, 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 like blooper that I could think of. And then at the end, there's yet another shock, and it's kind of a moment. I'm really not going to tell you what that was, because I was just devastated. I was really good. And so was Mr. Scary Movie Sunday. He was just like, oh my god, I can't believe that it's just ended that way. So today, we decided to do a joint scoring. So just to recap, Netflix was 2.75 out of 5, and IMDb was 6.5 out of 10. I gave this movie a 7 out of 10, and Mr. Scary Movie Sunday gave it an 8 out of 10. So we decided we'd meet in the middle and go 7.5 out of 10. It's a good film. It's very gory. Very gory. If you don't like blood, do not watch this film. And, you know, there are some twists and turns in it, and it's not your average slasher movie, really. I really enjoyed it. So I hope you liked this review. And if you do watch this this movie, man, I went back to like the 90s then. If you watch this movie, and enjoyed it, or if you have watched it, let me know what you think. Obviously, no spoilers other than the ones that I've already given. See you later. Bye.